What's going on, everyone? Leslie Duvernay here. Today we are touring a property in Auburn, California. Now this property could be a really interesting opportunity for a house hacker here because it's not one but two homes on one lot. So this is a great opportunity for somebody who is looking for a house hack and trying to get into the Auburn market, but maybe the price is a little out of reach for them. And what you can do on this property is you can use that rental income to qualify. So if you're looking for a house hack in the Auburn area, I'm going to take you through both units. We have the main home plus an ADU. Both are 2026 new construction. And if you like real estate, house hacking, and landlord tips, then you are in the right place. Now, if you're new here, I'm Leslie Duvernay, California-based realtor, investor, and landlord coach, and I help homeowners turn their properties into rentals and figure out how to build wealth with real estate through house hacking. So if you're thinking about buying, house hacking, or turning your home into a rental, make sure that you subscribe. All right, let's check these properties out. Okay, so there's two reasons I'm showing you this property. Number one is because it's two homes on one lot, and each home is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Plus, on the detached ADU, there is this separate space that could be almost like a studio or a room rental. They were originally trying to go for 3 units here, but only were able to get signed off on 2. So it's technically 2 units, but could have a third hybrid there. And this property was just recently reduced in price, $50,000. So it's now listed for $1,099,000. So starting outside, these properties are located at 11010 and the ADU is 11012 Tahoe Street in Auburn, California. And these units are located just up about 10 minutes off of Highway 80, up 49, and off of Bell Road. So there is a little bit of road noise out here because the property is directly off of Bell Road. Over there you can see at the end of the road. And this is all the driveway area for both units, the house and the ADU. So the main house right here is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a 2-car garage. And you've got some potential space for an RV here maybe, or a boat. And then there's a gate access to the left side yard right there. And heading towards the detached ADU, now this is an interesting ADU. They were originally trying to go for 3 total units on the property, but could only get away with just the detached ADU. So the layout inside is kind of set up for 3 units. So you've got a private entrance to part of the unit here on the right-hand side of the property. There is a front door access to this side of the ADU. And then over to the right is a gate that will take you into the backyard. So this is the entrance and the side gate. And you can see that they did some nice drainage here down the side of the property for the rain. And then this is the driveway for the detached ADU and kind of the common area, shared space here. And both units have solar, which is nice. That is a requirement for California new construction for the solar. Now let's check out the important part, which is inside. Okay, so this property is a little over 1,200 square feet, and it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. You have your gold accents in here. And the cabinets are like a beigey gray color. Stainless appliances, nice, pretty chandelier. Taking you over to the primary. Nice big primary suite with access to the yard. Here's your closet. Now heading into the primary bath. primary bath here. So you can see they have the gold accents in here. Now the only thing I'll point out is that the finish on the faucet up here in the shower is slightly different color tone than this gold. So maybe you could ask the builder about that to get it to match. Just one item I noticed here. That's one thing that's really hard if you're doing units, whether you're building them yourself or buying them. Gold is hard to match up, especially if you use different brands. Now here in the side yard, I don't know that you could put an RV out here. It's kind of steep, but out here in Auburn, people like their RVs. So you might be able to, if you cut in a driveway down there, you'd have some room. You'd obviously have to modify the fence if you were gonna put it back here, but you could maybe put something small or park it out front. So here's the backyard space. You can see they did a lot of work with these retaining walls. And then that is your detached ADU right there. So maybe you'd want to put in a fence to separate this yard and give the ADU the bigger yard, and you take this smaller yard potentially. Okay, so heading back, it does have a nice split floor plan. So when you come in, there's your front door. To the right here, you have your laundry, your garage, which I'll show you. Then you also have the kitchen and dining combo. And then in between the primary and the kitchen, you have a nice big pantry. And then looping around from the primary suite, you have your laundry room with the same cabinets, gold accents, and that's an electric dryer hookup right there. Down the garage. Here is the garage, and they epoxied the floor. That's kind of cool. And there you got your new water heater, some extra flooring back there along the wall. And the garage does have this step down into the garage. Now they've got this open, but there's an attic access up there. And then now off to the right hand side, when you come in, you have your other 2 bedrooms and bathrooms. So this is bedroom number 1. Decent sized bedroom. Closet. I do like these mirrored slider doors on the closet. They're actually black trim, which is nice. One thing when I'm looking at homes when they do black accents, always check that they got the door hinges right. So they did. You'll see a lot of people, like folks who do flips or things like that, they'll leave this as the original hardware with the door, and then they'll only change the handle. Always make sure that you make it all match. Now, another thing, this one has the same faucet. This is a nice brand, Delta brand, but it's just a different tone of the gold. So they have the same one in both bathrooms, but it's just a different. Gold is really hard to get the right match unless you go all with the same brand. But really nice, beautiful bathroom. And then the front room, this is the room on Tahoe Street. About the exact same size as the other room. And your closet. Okay. That is house number 1, which is 11010 Tahoe Street. So now we will hop over to the detached ADU, which has its own address, whole separate entrance, and that is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath as well, about the same square footage, 1,200 square feet. Okay, here we are. We're going to go inside the detached ADU, which is 11012 Tahoe Street. So let's take a look. All right, so remember in the other part of the video when we were in front of the garage, we kind of came around the yard space. So this is the other entrance right here. That's Tahoe Street down there. And there's your side gate right here. Now this is 1,200 square feet and it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, but it's got kind of a quirky layout. I think they were originally trying to do 3 units on this property, but could only get away with 2. But regardless, it's still really nice. Everything's really big. You have a nice big kitchen, all same finishes as the other unit. And then this is a kind of a combo living, dining. So you'd maybe want to put an island in here with some bar stools and do that for your dining area. And then I'm not quite sure where you would make a living room in here. But you've got a laundry off of the kitchen. So here you've got your electric outlet and you've got space for side-by-side unit in here. Same cabinets and finishes. Then there's the front door again. Off to the right, bedroom number 1. So this is a good sized bedroom. I think this is the biggest out of all of the rooms. They did not do the black slider doors on the closet here. They did the white trim. Here are the closets. Then here's the living, dining, kitchen again. To the right, you have bedroom number 2. And the closets. You got a view out to the yard out here. Okay, bathroom number 1. Same finishes, same Delta shower head faucet. That's a slightly different finish than the rest of the gold. And then they did put the cable there. So I think they're setting this up for a TV to go there. Now we're gonna go into room 3. Okay, room 3. And then you have another closet right here. This room looks out to the backyard. And then here's the rest of the property, which is, I think, what they were trying to do for the 3rd unit. So now you've got another bathroom right here. Then you come into this hallway and you've got another laundry connect right here for stacked unit, electric. And then you've got this small nook, maybe you put an office here. And then this, I think, was the setup for the other kitchen. And that was the other front door entryway. So you can see you can get out to the yard. And then it loops around. So if you come in from here, you then have this, we'll call this the bar. And maybe you make this the living room, the bar and the living room. And then you snake around here, you got another laundry. Bathroom. Bedroom 3. the other entrance right there. Kitchen, laundry, bathroom 1 for the front part of the ADU. So bathroom 2, bedroom 2, and bedroom 3. Let's see the garage. Here's the garage. Big step down here. Got your water heater in here. Okay, so here is the entrance leading up. You've got your single car garage. Got your solar and your meter. This could be a nice little patio space for the unit. But this is the main house right here. And then the separation between with this planter. Got good drainage all around for the rain. And then here's the entryway. Now it does have that other door on the other side of the property. So I'll show you that. But what I would suggest doing out here is putting a fence in to separate and then making this the yard space for this unit. It looks like they were in process of doing that. Just not completed yet. Got some nice California poppies back here. And then here's the backyard. So this unit has the biggest yard space. So it goes all the way back here. The lot size is just shy of a 1/4 acre. And there's your side gate. So a little bit of road noise, but you still hear the birdies out here. And this is the roof of the main house. All right, that is the tour today. So if you are thinking about buying, house hacking, or buying your first property, go ahead and check out my 4321 house hacker training at the link below. I also have a California buyer's guide that walks you through the entire process of buying a home. And if you're already a landlord and you have a vacancy coming up in the next 30 to 90 days, then go ahead and check out the Vacancy Playbook. It's the exact strategy that our team uses to rent out our units really fast. All of the links are below, and as always, happy landlording!